Hey, it's Green Rumor. I picked up this Bush Hog Brush Hog. Bush Hog is the, it's the manufacturer. Anyway, this thing is beefy. It looks pretty rough, but I'll tell you what, I didn't pay a heck of a lot for it, and it just cuts like a dream. Has a nice slip clutch, a little oily. It's been greased. Maybe need a little seal right here. Doesn't leak at the bottom, which is good. There's oil in it, plenty of it, so I could live with just that weeping there. It's not a huge deal. Biggest thing is always like the typical, all of them, with the rotation and slashing, and the one side always rots out. So here it is, completely rotted out. At this point, I'm just getting ready. I'm just chopping off the rest of this material until I get to this 45-degree angle where they have this front plate welded on, and this plate continues on past here at a 45, so it's double thick right there. And I'm not going to try cutting that straight up. I'll work with it, but I'm going to replace, and this is a nice little addition, this angle iron that's up here, because I'm going to just add a plate all the way from here to the bottom and bolt it to this angle iron. I'm not even going to try welding it and repairing it that way. I want to be able to replace this more often if it needs it, and easy. So hopefully, and just get some pieces of diamond plate, or I have some sheet metal I hate to waste on here, but we'll see. Just right now, got the Sawzall out, the old tiger saw, and this great big amazing blade, which is just a demo blade. I know it seems a little bit long, but I tell you what, doing the job, and it's not wearing out the blade. So I finished cutting through this, and stay tuned. Okay, that's that. That thing is sliced off like a dream, and I've got a pretty good clean surface to work with. This front skid, replacement skid, I think I must be able to get these somewhere because I see them a lot, and I think it's just a store-bought item. I think you start losing this side and you just go to the store and you can buy yourself a replacement skid, and that's what they did. So it's good and thick, just almost ½ inch thick, and I'm leaving it, and we're just put a plate right over the front of that. I think at that point it has a little toe kick there to keep that blade, since that blade's almost bigger than the deck. It has a front heavy thick plate there, but I am going to get some chain, and I'm going to dangle some chain across there. I don't want my tires to get slashed, but I do want to be able to go over that, and that thing needs straightened out. It's bent. It's hit a few things, so we've got some work to do. Here we go. Alright, I got the angle iron. Of course I had to stitch a piece together because my long piece didn't make it all the way from point A. So anyhow, that's just bent. It's not a crack, that's bent, and that's welded. But I'm going to sheet from here at this flange where it's bolt on. I'll sheet from here down and stitch that sheet to the back side of this plate, and that's just to give it some strength. When you're swinging that thing around, you're going to come into contact with some side blocks, like possibly stumps, or just little sticks that are sticking out, or what have you, rocks. Anyway, whatever it is gonna, if you swing that end around, it's gonna come in here and boom, hit this. So this thick angle iron here is gonna do a lot to support that bottom ridge, and it comes around and stops. You can see there's a little gap here, but if you look at it, you can tell that was hit right here and bent back, and that's really lined up good with the opposing side right there. You can see the other one, and so when I when I bend that all back and pull this out, it's all going to line up. It'll just tweak right into position. We'll bolt that right on. So this is all going to be a bolt-on piece. I'm not going to weld it. I'll attach a sheet to the plate, and then I'll attach the sheet to this upper piece here, and I should be able to take that whole piece off fairly easily and reskin it if I ever need to. But it's going to be some pretty decent sized plate. I'm not going to go heavy though. I want to go 1/8 inch, and that's good enough to deflect rocks for a few years or whatever. And I won't be doing much where there's rocks, but anyway, it ain't beautiful, but it is stitched up. Yeah, I just split the corner and then bent the angle iron and then just cut a little triangular piece and stitched it in there, and that way I got a solid upper rib until you got to this point where I had to just add on this whole corner. So, anyway, coming along, the old bush hog.
Yeah, I went ahead and used 1/8" plate and cut it with the grinding disc, 7" grinding disc. That worked good, and made a little bending break with a couple of pieces of heavy gauge angle iron. Put those in my vise, bent this piece at the corner, overlapped the corner for strength, and stitched it to the angle iron at the bottom with an arc welder. It's not the prettiest thing, but it is strong, and it stitched both sides of the angle iron.
Alright, there it is. Good to go. And that sucked up nice and tight right there. And yeah, I threw a little paint inside and out just to protect it a little bit. I don't think I'm going to give a hoot about matching the color, but pretty stout bolts holding it on, and I think that'll do the trick, boys and girls. This thing is back in business.